Welcome back to another episode of Drink Tales, and today we're doing part 2 of our look at Priqly Liqueur. So, you know how we usually do this. We take a look at some kind of alcohol, whether it's a liqueur or rum, anything like that. And then in our second video, we come up with a cocktail for it. And today's no different. What do you got in store?
So, after doing some research and digging and whatnot, and by the way, it was difficult research, so you guys better appreciate this. I did come up with something I think is going to be interesting. We are going to use tequila, like I promised last issue or last video. No agave nectar though.
Oh wow.
But we do have a substitute that I think is going to work. You've heard of the El Diablo cocktail, have you?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna do a riff on that, and it's gonna veer a little bit away from what that cocktail usually is, but I think we'll be all the better for it.
Okay.
So, first and foremost, I'm going to do half an ounce of lime juice. And this is the part of the cocktail where I was like, do I want to mess with lime juice or not?
And eventually you went ahead
Yeah.
and fell into your old trappings.
Mainly because I feel like the lime juice will... So here's the thing. Since this is going to be a riff on the El Diablo, since El Diablo has lime juice in it, you know, that's the way I'm justifying using the lime juice.
Okay.
If I didn't have lime juice in here, then this probably would have been different, but I don't know if I would have gotten the taste that I wanted. Fortunately, the lime juice I'm putting in here is not going to be a lot of it as compared to everything else that's going in here, because we got a moderate amount of stuff going in here at higher volumes than the lime juice.
Okay.
Speaking of which, we are going next with ginger syrup. Classic El Diablo usually uses ginger beer. I'm using ginger syrup, but this isn't the typical way you make ginger syrup. I did this a different way. I will post a video in which shows the instructions on how to make the simple syrup, the ginger simple syrup, in this particular way. It's from a YouTuber, the Educated Barfly, and I found his method of ginger simple syrup to be very unique. And I figured for what I'm trying to go for in this cocktail, it would work best to make the ginger syrup this way.
Okay.
So we're gonna do half an ounce of ginger simple syrup.
And is it just that you get more of the ginger out of it, or
It's I want
Is
that
it
intense spice
Okay.
from it. Usually when you make a simple syrup with ginger in it, you just slice up some ginger and then make the simple syrup regularly and add the ginger in there and let it sit. This way, like, the ginger is heavily incorporated into the syrup. So, you know, and it tastes, I got the taste that I wanted from it. So, our next ingredient, Creme de Cassis. We are going to do half an ounce of that. And this cassis has seen better days.
it's almost out of itself?
Next up, we are going to do our ingredient of the day, Priqly. We are going to do an ounce of that. Because above all else, I want this flavor to stand out. So 1 ounce of the Priqly. And last but not least, we are going with tequila. Now, This is also a deviation from the usual El Diablo because that usually requires reposado tequila. I'm using Blanco, and mainly it's because that's all I have right now. And you know, we make the best of what we can. We are doing 1.5 ounces of the Blanco tequila, and hopefully this will work. We add our ice. And we give it a shake. Rain over ice. And there you have it. Alright. Looks good. Has an interesting color. It's really good. I like that. The ginger's coming through like you want it. I don't know if the Creme de Cassis adds anything, but it gives it a nice color. Tequila's coming through, and of course the Priqly's coming through as well. That is good. Not as spicy as I was hoping for, but the ginger does come through. So you were wanting it to be more spicy? A little, but what matters is that it tastes good.
It tastes good. I think if
Or
I
what
had
matter, or I guess I should say, it should have that spice. Period. It has the spice, it's just not as intense as I would have loved it to be.
for that extra kick, would you have added like a jalapeno or something? Or do you think that would be too much?
I don't think that flavor would mesh well with what we have here. It is worth a try if anyone out here wants to, muddle a jalapeno sliver in there and try it that way. You can. I think it would take away from the flavors that we have here, and honestly, it will pull attention from the Priqly.
Okay.
And the thing is, in this, what I've tasted, you get the Priqly, you get that spice of ginger. The tequila comes through, the lime comes through. The lime is actually magnified by this particular tequila, since Teremana does have a citrus undertone to it. The only thing that doesn't really shine
is the Cassis,
which honestly I don't think that's a bad thing. It adds color to the drink, and also black currant is a flavor that goes really well with pears anyway. So you're not really losing anything.
for all we know, it enhances the Priqly.
Right.
Well, I have a name for this drink. The Bramble Bush.
There is already a drink named that. I have an idea. Yeah, like that, like drink. There are drinks called Brambles. So
Gonna have to try one then.
Yeah.
Either gonna have to make one on the show or break out of quarantine and find a bartender who can make one.
We'll put a pin in that.
Okay.
I have an idea for a name.
Mm-hmm.
The Demon Pear.
Okay. I like that. The Demon Pear.
Since it's a riff on an El Diablo,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the Demon Pear.
Okay. Any idea for? Cause I mean, you don't ever put
A garnish on
a
it.
garnish on your when you're making them on screen.
Idea for a garnish.
But do you have an idea for a garnish?
Either a blackberry or a maraschino cherry. Not those bright red maraschino cherries, but like actual maraschino cherries that, you know, the cherry kind of looks shriveled up, but it's also a dark color. I like that dark color to contrast with that color.
That would be pretty dope. Okay. Well, that does it. I like it. That's a solid drink you would get in any kind of bar. It's even a solid drink to make at home to just, you know, sip on. I also think it's a good cocktail for eating like wine. Well, not wine. You can't eat wine. Maybe if you freeze it and then slice the ice, you can eat the ice, but you can't eat wine. But what I was saying is like,
I don't even think you can really freeze wine because wine has alcohol in it.
that's fair.
But then there's such a thing as ice wine, which literally requires the freezing of, you know what, we're going off.
But what I was gonna say is that's a good drink to have, like if you're eating appetizers or like cheeses and crackers and things like that, like charcuterie, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great drink for that. With that said, that will do it for this episode of Drink Tales. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell so that you're informed every time we put new content up on the channel. Be sure to check out the comment section as well, where we will have the recipe for this drink, as well as the recipe for... Oh, we're gonna connect you to
Educator Barfly's video
right.
that he made, I want to say a little over a year ago, but he tells how he makes ginger syrup, and like I said, it's pretty out there and you're gonna scratch your head, but at the same time when you try it and go, you do have to jump through a hoop or two to get it going, but at the same time, like when you have it and you taste it, you're gonna wonder why I need you to do the syrup that particular way.
Right. So with all of that said, also check us out on Twitter and check us out on Instagram. We always post comments up on there and things like that. On Instagram, you catch us doing pictures and snippets of our videos so that you can go watch the whole video. And on Twitter, it's usually, I just, post stuff about our videos. I'll link you to the videos. I also post articles and things like that. I'm working on the Twitter game, but
usually if you see anything from Instagram, I'm the one doing it. So like I'm sending random pictures and stuff like that. Hopefully when this disaster that is the world is over, I can post more than the drinks that I make, maybe outside stuff.
Exactly. So, like I said, check us out on everything I just mentioned. Check out the stuff below. And until next time, peace.